In the last few videos, we have talked a lot about the role of DPO in different sizes of company. In this video, we are going to talk about some of the challenges a DPO faces while handling his privacy duties in different companies or different sizes of companies. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we've been watching content on data privacy on a daily basis. So what are the key functions or key roles of a DPO? Regulatory compliance, both local as well as global. Most of the companies need one or two extra other than their local ones unless it's a very small operations. Risk management on data privacy. He has to work out what is the kind of risk you have, what is the impact of that risk, what could be the cost of the risk. Building trust within the stakeholders, building trust with vendors and customers and these market reputation in general, and adapting to the global standards. And his role is becoming more and more relevant and important these days because more and more countries on a regular basis are forming their rules around data privacy. Small states, in fact, there are new regulations that have come up pretty recently, last week in more states of USA. And then there are new regulations coming around artificial intelligence and data privacy. So the role of a DPO is becoming very, very important on a regular basis because all organizations, irrespective of the kind of business they are into, they need to be compliant with the data privacy regulations. So let us see what a few of the challenges that the DPO faces. First important thing is complex global regulations. He has to navigate through and handle multiple regulations depending on the nature of operations of the organization he is leading. The impact is that non-compliance could be there, and because of non-compliance there could be huge penalties, and the resolution is simple, or it appears to be simple. He should build up local teams in all those different countries, privacy officers, maybe if the operations are larger then a DPO reporting into the global DPO, and stay updated with the regulations all around the world through emails and conferences that are done, which could be online, not necessary to travel to different parts of the world for knowing the regulations. I attended one web conference yesterday talking about the new laws coming under California and other states in US, and including the AI regulations being set up for European country as well, right? So the DPOs can stay updated. The next challenge when the operations keep growing is the cross-border data transfer. It has to be very, very lawful. Remember, it is important you have cross-border vendors. So your SCCs, that is standard contractual clause, should be very well done and ready, and binding corporate rules should also be followed for handling the information across the border within the organization if you are a multinational organization. Non-adherence can again lead to heavy penalties, and it could be both ways, local as well as international, that is data source and data destination countries regulations both can impact you. So you need to understand both of them very carefully. You should include the SCC clauses in your third-party clauses and contracts, and you should take legal opinions before you are finalizing contracts with any third parties, whether customers or vendors. Then there are resource constraints. Your company may not have sufficient tools, personnel and budget to handle the privacy needs. The impact again, non-compliance could delay your projects of compliance. Non-compliance could get you into penalties, especially if it reaches breach. All the cost of compliance could also be less than the cost of breach if you have a breach. Resolution to this: take your stakeholders into confidence, get proper budgets allocated, and build the robust privacy team so that they are handling the entire operations very, very cost effectively, and your organization sees value in compliance. The next challenge is balancing the business objectives. Your business owners would always say that I would love to spend more money on marketing and sales goals, achieving sales goals, optimizing my purchases, rather than spending on compliances. You need to help them find a balance between the two. You need to help have some better approach towards privacy as a very important compliance. The cost of a breach could be 2 to 4% of your global turnover for the year, right? So the impact is violations in data handling, and it could lead to breaches. Resolution: you should explain the impact of breach to your entire organization, and you should show that being compliant, especially handling personal information, can actually be a good marketing tool as well when you are out in the market to sell your products. The next challenge, as I understand, is data breach management. Each privacy law in a country talks a lot about the speed at which you respond back if there is a breach. You respond back to your data subjects, you respond back to your regulators. So proper breach detection has to be done. Again, the impact could be very heavy penalties and a loss of reputation, because the data subject who loses or whose data is breached could feel offended. A resolution: build a robust team and have very good tools, best possible tools that can help you detect the breach and help you mitigate the risk for future, so that you can update the regulators on time and ensure them that you are not going to get into the same or similar breach again. Then you have vendor risk management. Again, international vendors, a lot of information being processed outside, a lot of product development happening outside. So the impact could be that breach can impact the entire organization, and a resolution to this could be having very strict vendor contracts, evidence of vendor compliance, right? You should have the evidence that the vendor is compliant, and you should do vendor audits in terms of data privacy regularly, especially if the vendor is processing sensitive data, sensitive information. Regularly changing regulations, new laws within the country, outside the country, new changes, new rules with those laws. Impact: you might end up being compliant but to outdated rules. So it is important for you to stay updated to the new regulations, and with the regulations through emails and conferences, you should keep yourself updated as to what is the new rule or the new law coming up anywhere in the world, especially if you are operating in that part of the world. So these are the few DPO challenges that I thought I should share with you. I hope you like the content, and you can press the like and bell icon. If you think there are challenges that I have not covered, or if your opinion differs from me, you can share your feedback in the comment section, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay updated on a daily basis. Thank you.